If you have been watching some of my vlogs, you will know how I came about this mini-series, The Mind. Lately, I've been putting some of my personal thoughts on this channel. Please be advised that my personal thoughts and point of view should not be seen as a way to treat your personal problems. Perhaps some of my perspectives is just another basic social media point of view. If you have any mental issues or going through some personal situation, I will advise you to seek professional help. They will better guide you through your hardship. I appreciate you watching this video and thank you for your understanding. Now, here's the video. Enjoy. Okay, today is June, June 6, 2018, and it's 8:11 a.m. So there's a video I want to make about my son. So this video I want to make about something that my son did yesterday. It's nothing bad. So yesterday when he came from school, he finished 8 and I was checking his homework. There's areas in his folders that the teacher will write a note to let the parents know what's going on, if something good or bad, or just leave it blank. So I get to see it and then I get to sign it, that particular section. And then there's another page where I have to put the book that he read or whatever he did. So he's supposed to read every day. So while I was checking the folder, and the teacher wrote something on the section where she should be putting her comment, and it's something positive, but I don't remember exact way she put it, because they left already, they're not here. They just went to school, so I don't have, and I didn't take picture of the thing. But I was thinking about it last night when I was in bed, and when I asked him what did he do that was so great that the teacher put it on the folder, he said, they were playing a game and he let someone win. So I guess he was being good sportsmanship, sportsman-like. Okay, so he let the person win. And at that time I told him, okay, it's good. Sometimes it's good to do that, but in the real world you can't always do that. The reason that I'm telling him that now, because let me tell you the example that I told him. And I told him that if, for instance, there's a group of people who are looking for a job, right? And most of them already have a job, and then they're looking for a second job for a second income, and that one pays a lot of money, but you don't have any job at all. Do you think those people are gonna say, oh, Michael doesn't have any work, so I'll leave that for him? So I told him, you can't always be so passive like that. You have to be more, sometimes you have to be a bit more aggressive. I'm not telling him to be like an animal or pushing people in school to always be first. That's not what I'm saying. But I wanted him to know that the real world, not everybody's gonna be so passive to let you win, okay? So I told him that, if that person is looking for a job and it pays a lot of money, they're gonna be in competition with you to get that job. Just because you don't have a job, that doesn't mean everybody's gonna feel sorry for you to give you that position. So you have to work hard to get that position. And while I was in bed and I was thinking, because I have not put them on any sports, any team yet. When he was 5, my oldest, when he was 5, I had put him on a track and field. He loved running, right? So the reason I took him out is that some parents dropped their kids off and the kids were very disrespectful. They were rowdy. There was no control whatsoever. And the coach was not putting a stop to some of the kids' behavior. And I felt like, so the best thing for me to control, so I don't go to jail, I just took my son out. So the reason I'm mentioning is that kids need to be on a sport where they have to learn the feeling of winning, the feeling of defeat. So when I was in bed and I was thinking, oh man, I need to put him on something where he could get the feeling where he's a winner. how good he feel about his hard work, standing on the podium where the people are cheering for him, and the feeling of winning. Sometimes some athletes don't really want to be like people cheering for them to I don't know how to put it. Most athletes like to be competitive. They want to win, not for the cheering aspect of the winning. Just the inner self wants to win. They want to see how their strength, their motive, how do you call this? Their hard work paid off. So most athletes like to push themselves to the limit and see what they could do, how they could maximize their potential. So I want my son to be able to learn the feeling of winning, and also the feeling of being defeated. Why? Because when you've gone to a position where you have lost, and you see a person just pass you by, and he becomes the winner and everybody's cheering for him, how he feels for not giving it all and let that person win. So when he told me that, and it got me thinking, and I was like, yes, I want my son to be very sportsman-like, to be respectful of his competitor, his classmate, and all this stuff. But you cannot stop your potential and let the person go and say, because this person is not. That person should give it all, the same way you're giving it all to win. So it crossed my mind last night, and I was thinking about it, and in one way, I was like, okay, it's good to do that, but in the other part, and I'm thinking, the real world, he's gonna be in trouble if that's the way he is, letting everybody pass him by, feeling sorry for a person. Yes. The other thing that crossed my mind actually was last night when I was in bed, is that when you're on an airplane, if for instance something happened, the first thing you need to do is to put your own mask on to make sure you are safe before you could help someone else. I may have mentioned it in one of my fitness videos, because I'm gonna post it on both my fitness and my family channel, because I just want to hear perspective of other people based on what I'm saying, if they agree with me or disagree. If I see people cursing or bashing or something, I'm just gonna black you off, because that's not the point of this video. The video is to let me know what you think of my point of view, and then give a reason for agree or disagree of what I'm saying. So to get back to my example of the airplane, is that if you're on an airplane, something is gonna happen. If you don't have your mask on, and then you're trying to help someone else, most likely that person you're trying to save will be saved, and you without a mask, you're gonna be, pretty much dead. So that's the point I want to give my son, is you can still be sportsmanlike. You could still be respectful of your competitor, your classmate, but you need to pass the finish line first before you could feel sorry for other people or help other people. You need to take care of yourself first, then you could take care of somebody else. I have people where when I was a bit younger, they used to say, oh, I'm very cheap, I don't do this, I don't do that. Guess what? I'm cheap because I can't give. If I have extra to give, I'll be more than happy to give. Otherwise, if I have that little penny of mine and give it to you, I'm gonna be on the line asking for pennies too. So if I don't have anything to give, I don't care if you call me cheap, because I don't have any to give. So if I have extra, excessive, where, for instance, I have a cup of water, I'm thirsty, and I have 2 cups of water full, and then more water spilling all over, yes, I could give. But if I have a small little amount, and why will I give you what will pretty much quench my thirst, and then I have nothing left? So that's the point I want to give my son. And I think for him to experience what I'm telling him is to find a team, some sort of a team to put him in. but because the way his school is, he finished, technically his school ends like close to 4 o'clock, and I think it's 3:34 or 3:30 or something like that, close to 4 o'clock. And I let him take the bus. By the time the bus comes, is like 5 o'clock. So he doesn't have enough time to be on a team, to go for practice or things like that. If I were to go pick him up from school, let's say I find a sports to put him in, if I were to go pick him up, let's say 3 something, and the time for traveling, traffic, let's say if I drive or take public transportation, it's just not worth it. But the school that he's in is really good. So that's one of the downfall of having him in that school. Both of them, the school is really good. I really like it. They when things is going bad, they hit it right away, try to put a stop to it. If my son have done something, they contact me right away. They want to put a stop to it. Or if the opposite, someone else is bothering my kid, they pretty much on point with everything. So that's why I like that school, and I took them out of the school that was actually closer to me and put him in that, because I had experience at that other school where things were, the disciplinary part of it was not there. And I'm very passive also, but when things really out of control, there's no respect, I will go all the way. I will go all the way to make my point. I don't care if I lose everything, but I need to fight it. You could see, for my fitness channel, you could see my gym ordeal kind of thing. That was the same kind of thing. I was very passive at the beginning with the gym owner, but when he started, he won't let go. And I said, God damn, so I must take it all the way also. So that's the kind of thing I'm trying to show my son. It's good to be sportsmanlike, to be respectful of your competitor. I know I repeat that, I said that already, but I'm just repeating myself. But he needs to learn to cross the finish line first before he could feel sorry for other people, before he could help other people, before he could reach out someone else or something like that. While I'm talking about this, and I'm thinking about, I think it was one of the marathon or something. I don't remember which sport. It could have been a Boston Marathon or something, but it was a running kind of thing. And I saw, I think it was 2 instances, 2 different times. At a track field, I believe I saw a competitor helping another competitor to cross the finish line. That's not what I'm telling my son to do. That's not it, because that person, had already lost anyway, who helped the other one who couldn't finish it, and I think it was a she who went back and helped the fellow competitor to cross the finish line. Why do you think this happened? Because when you are a competitor, you work your butt off to be at that position. No one stopped to say, okay, you could take that position. If you don't have it, you're not gonna be there. If you don't work your butt off to get that spot, you're not gonna be there. So no one opened the curtain for you or the red carpet for you to just walk in and say, go run. No. So when that competitor came back and helped his fellow competitor to cross the finish line, it's the feeling of knowing you work your butt off, and then days later you just saying, oh, I should have done this, you're gonna feel that anger, not because you didn't win, just because you didn't cross that finish line. I played basketball in high school. I play volleyball in high school and college. So I know the feeling of winning, the feeling of losing. So this is something I need to have my kids get involved to learn the feeling of winning and the feeling of losing. That way, when they're competing, they have a sense, a perspective of their position, why they are where they are. So yeah, like I said, let me know what you think, and just from a note at the school, the teacher put, and all this came in mind, and now that's my job. That's the reason why I'm home taking care of my kids, is to catch those kind of things. If I were to hire a sitter, not only will I just go to work and hand over my check to a sitter, but those kind of lessons I will not be able to pick up right away, because I'll be too focused on helping a business owner achieve his goal. That's meaning working for someone else. And I will not be able to catch those kind of learning perspectives for my kids. So I need to address that to my kids, and I may not just make them sit down and talk to them like, do this, do that. No, I have to somewhat make them go through it, create some sort of a thing without them even knowing that they're actually learning or doing things like that. So yeah, that's part of parenting. So anyway, it's 8:30. I need to start getting myself ready. I need to make my coffee. The water was ready and I turned it off. So that's it. Please subscribe, like, and share, and let me know what you think. Thanks.